Okay, good morning, people. We've been out for a lovely walk today by the river, just trying to find a nice colour. How's that? Blue sky. Don't see that very often, do you? Yeah, just been for a nice walk down a river, met some lovely people. Lovely people. One in particular, a lovely girl called Anna. We'll call her Anna to hide her identity. I must have spoke to about 14 people today. I'll use the word 14, the number 14, because we like that number, don't we? I just thought I'd give you a quick testimony, because the people I've seen today, I've asked them to subscribe to the channel. I've met all kinds of people with faith, no faith, a little bit of faith, all different types, and I'm not going to judge anybody. But I was particularly touched by Anna, because when I asked her, did she have any spirituality, or she believed in God or heaven or anything like that, she's blessed her, she said no. And it's not your fault, by the way, Anna. It's the society you've been brought up in, and it's nobody's, certainly not your parents' fault or your grandparents. But it's a shame that you have no other attachment to your soul or your heart. But I'm sure you will after this, because I want to make sure that you do. So I'll just give my testimony. Been an atheist all my life. I'll be as quick as I can with this, because I could just talk for hours about it. But I've been an atheist all my life up until about March this year. Because in January, when I discovered the first case in China, and I started doing a bit of clinical discernment research, I discovered what was going on, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. And around about March, I think during the lockdown, I looked up at the sky, I sat there, and I said, this is my whole heart, because I know what's coming. So I've got to blow my nose, and I've not got COVID before anybody reports me. Just a sec. I'm back, just cleaning my sinuses because I've been out for a lovely walk. Oh, the clouds in the sky is beautiful. Yeah, so I looked up at the sky with the utmost sincerity, speaking from the heart, because I told you guys your heart is a magnet. All thoughts must go through your heart before they hit your brain. So I would make sure you filter them out so there's no lumpy bits of crap in there, and it's all golden. So I looked up at the sky where I'm sat right now, and I said, okay, I asked him to forgive. I think first of all, I asked him to forgive all the people who've sinned against me, and I forgive, I'd just done a deal with him like that. Just told him, forgive me and all the people who trespassed against me. And there's a long list, believe me, and I've held some strong, bitter resentments to certain people for a long time. Not anymore, because I didn't know what was going on. But after I've made my deal with God, anyone listening now who doesn't believe in God, that's totally fine. That's just totally up to you. If you don't believe in God, call it a higher being, the creator, the big man, your grandma, whatever you want to call them. But I'm telling you now, there is one. Okay, so I've done my deal, and I've asked him to look after my children, and I promised him that if I'm still here, after whatever, that I'll do my bit and I'll teach the children what I know, which is playing guitar, singing, planting. I did fill my balcony up with vegetables this year, first time ever, and they were absolutely beautiful. Yeah, teach them gardening, fishing, hunting, and teach them how powerful they are. Everybody's more powerful than what you can imagine. So anyway, I've done my deal. And I did feel something come into my soul, my heart, probably came into my heart actually, and it made me vibrate and resonate like a 1,000 watt, no, not 1,000 watt, 10,000 watt being. I felt myself lighting up. And then the next day I completely changed my life. Before that I was an alcoholic. I used to go to doctors, or, you know, for depression and all this stuff, you know, because I've had a tough life probably since about the age of 4 years old. And I would not wish my worst enemy to live 7 years in my shoes, or 7 minutes even. No way. Not even to the person that's tried to hurt me the most in the world. I wouldn't want them to live my life. No chance. But for me, right now, I've got to say, I'm grateful for the life I've lived. Even though it's one I've been of toil, hardship, and full of the wrong things. Totally the wrong things. I clearly wasn't ready to know what I know now then. But yeah, my heart was, whoa. I had a good, no, I did have a good heart, sorry, I always have had. But, I don't know, anyway, not blaming my hard past. What I'm trying to say is that it's turned out to be positive. Because of the troubles I've gone through and the hardship, and I've had to internalise myself from a very young age and have conversations with myself and lots of thoughts. So, as a consequence of that, going up in that kind of way, well, it does give you a high level of clinical discernment where you can read into things and be able to see things and have empathy and all kinds of stuff. I've always been a very emphatic person, and you know, knowledgeable and seeking knowledge, but the way I was brought up, I was stymied, you know, by my friends around me and people around me, and if they used to come out with a big word, they say, "Oh, what are you coming out with big words for?" and stuff like that. So I just had to allow myself to fit into a lower level frequency that I'm existing on. But all the time, my frequency has been way higher than anybody else's. Anyway, to give you a few miracles, what Jesus did for me. So I fell 30 feet off my balcony and landed face down on the ground. Not the concrete, the ground. Similar to what it is in a riverbank. Because the Babylon came from me. I'm not committing any crimes, by the way. I didn't come for that. So anyway, I tried to escape because I was not prepared to be dragged out by Babylon. So I hung up a balcony in a vain attempt to try and land in the one underneath. It didn't work out. I ended up hitting the balcony underneath, flipping a completely 360 degrees and landing face down. Then the police dog bit me 16 times while I was lying there, which really should have come to my medical attention. They took me to hospital, 5 hours in ICU and all this lot, and x-rayed, and then miracle of miracles, I walked out of there 4 hours later. No broken bones, no fractures, I wasn't even winded, and to be honest with you, I didn't even feel myself land. When I did land and realised, when I lifted my head out of the dirt, and I had thorns in my head, not thorns, branches embedded in my head, I said the Lord's Prayer. I'm not even joking. So I had the time to say the Lord's Prayer, and then a dog come in and bit me. How was that for nice? Anyway, and then he put me in a St. Anne's mental institution for 28 days because apparently I'm crazy and I can't look after myself. Well, after 2 days, they let me out after being assessed by about 10 psychologists, and there's nothing wrong with me. Anyway, so I walked back in 3 or 4 days later, and then I suddenly discovered a new talent. Right. That's a picture of my mum when she was 18. Look at her. I love you, Mum. So I thought, right, I'm going to try and draw her. So I did. That was my first ever attempt at doing a portrait. Here's my second. No, that's my first attempt. Here's my second. Anthony Joshua. And I copied that out of the Sun newspaper, and I did it freehand. And actually, that is. Oh, it is pencil. Yeah, it's out of pencil. I got loads more. I'll show you this one I've been working on. So before this, I couldn't draw anything. Honest to God, I was the worst drawer. Honest to God. It was the most terrible drawer. Absolutely awful. And I thought, what's going on here? And this is just what I doodle while I'm watching YouTube or whatever. It's a work in development. But you see the big man there. He's looking down. There's a tree of life. You got your birds in there looking after him. Got some mountains. I'm just going to finish it off. I've got loads of artwork. So, how's you account for that? And then I play guitar and I sing. I haven't got time to sing a song on here now because I've only got 14 minutes. And then some miracles happened in my family. My auntie I'm very close with, who's got a relationship with the Holy Spirit, has done all her life. We've got a nephew or an uncle or whoever he is, driving along in his lorry. 4 months ago in August, some guy jumps off a bridge to commit suicide, lands on top of the lorry that my cousin is driving. His name is Daniel, by the way. And it completely crushes his cab because the guy lands on it. The only thing that wasn't crushed was the part of the cab that was over Daniel's head. Completely untouched, and even the emergency service said it's a miracle. Another miracle I have in my family. My auntie again, close friend of the family, auntie or whatever. She's got a son who hasn't spoken for 25 years. 25 years not spoken. And then during the month of August, or just after that, he came downstairs and he spoke for the first time. Obviously, all the family started crying. It was a miracle. I mean, how do you explain that? And there's another miracle as well. Well, that's enough for now, anyway. So if anyone doubts me, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm just here to tell you what I know, basically. Tell you what I know and what's going to happen. And I've got to make sure that people understand. And if anyone reads the Bible, I've only started reading it in March. And I've gone into it a lot. I've gone back to the Cathar monks. I've gone from there to Constantine, to the whole lot. And I would say, personally, I'm sticking with the Cathar monks. Okay, they had some beliefs that I don't agree with, but in general, they lived a life of no material things, nothing whatsoever. In fact, they gave away most of what they had. Everything they had, they used to just roam from village to village, just being nice to people. I'm not telling people to go to church or build crosses or anything like that, just to be godly, which is just have love in your heart. Complete and utter, unadulterated love for everything and everybody. So it goes through your heart and then to your mind. And then your mind will manifest your brain will manifest what you put into it. I could talk a bit more now. It's pity I've got to go. But anyway, I've got to finish on 14 minutes because that's all they'll give me. Because I haven't got 1,000 subscribers, I don't know. But anyway. And I did have another channel. It's up to nearly... Well, it should be up to 3,000, but they keep taking hundreds off me. And I'm not even bothered anyway. I just want the people that come here to listen to this message. And I've got loads more messages. Go and watch some more videos. I love you all. Anybody that comes on here, you've got to love everybody. And if anyone comes in attacking me or anything that I've got to say, I want everybody in the comment section to just show them some love. That's it. Don't even think about going back at them or attacking them in any way. Just show them some pity, or whatever, some love. And that's it. Just have love in your heart. You can't go wrong. I had an experience today. I seen something today. Whoa, I'll tell you later. But peace out. I love you all.